know I'm a big believer in themes, the kind of major long-term ideas that could be multi-year moneymakers. But sometimes to fully understand a theme, we need to break format, go off the tape with privately held companies that can offer us unique insights. Take aerospace, a group where I believe we have many years, not just a short term, but many years of upside. And that includes not just the commercial side with the airlines booming, but also business jets. Now, after fuel, one of the largest costs for running a fleet of planes is maintenance. Planes are big, expensive pieces of machinery, need to be maintained meticulously, otherwise the consequences can be downright catastrophic. Which brings me to Jet Support Services, or JSSI. It's a privately held company that's the world's largest independent provider of hourly cost maintenance programs for aircraft engines and airframes. In short, JSSI gives its clients all sorts of financial tools that help them manage the often unpredictable costs of running a fleet of airplanes or helicopters. Because the company has a tremendous scale, they can offer their customers huge cost savings, not to mention invaluable technical support. And because of its position within the industry, JSSI has an invaluable treasure trove of data. Every quarter they release the JSSI Business Aviation Index, which tracks the number of hours that business aircraft have been flown by region, industry, type of plane. That's how we know that global business flights grew by 4% last year. Major increases coming from manufacturing firms, as well as power and, most important, perhaps, energy companies, as you know. So let's check in with Neil Book. He's the president and CEO of Jet Support Services. Get a read on his industry. Mr. Book, welcome to Mad Money.
Jim, it's great to be here.
Thank you. Have a seat. Thank you so much. Now, I was doing some work in preparation for our interview and was looking at a Bank of America piece from February of this year, and they're talking about the overall business jet market. It still hasn't recovered from pre-recession days.
No, it really hasn't. You know, look at 2007, 2008. We've seen a 30% decline in '08 in flight hours. People just stopped flying their planes when we got into the recession. The good news story here, though, is the last 4 years, dating back to 2010, we've seen quarter over quarter and year over year growth, which is really encouraging.
Now, is the growth concentrated in just some areas? We mentioned oil and gas. We were down on an Energy 21 facility, and there's just tons of helicopters go into the Gulf. But is it spread out yet, or is it still concentrated?
No, it's really not concentrated. We're seeing it really across the board and across a variety of sectors. What's really exciting, though, is while the U.S. market is strong and we're seeing consistent growth, what's really exciting to me is the emerging markets. Place where business jets weren't going before are starting to boom today. Africa, Asia, the Middle East is just exploding. So it's a really exciting time to be in the industry.
And how is your company handling the maintenance in those countries? Are you wherever the planes are?
We are wherever the planes are. We're the largest independent provider of maintenance programs. So the CFO loves us because we give him, we flatline his maintenance budget. And the CEO loves us because we make sure that their airplane is in the air and flying, and we make sure he can be at the meeting, sit across the table, and shake the guy's hand sitting on the other end. Okay,
now we had Klaus Kleinfeld recently from Alcoa, and we had Bombardier on. Both of them said that they felt that 2014 could be a breakout year for business jet sales. Any possibilities?
Absolutely. We are really bullish on the market this year. We're seeing aircraft be delivered all over the world, like I said. So, you know, you're looking at Asia, the Middle East, and Africa. They're taking more deliveries today than ever before, and that's going to bring up the entire sector.
Now, is there a value proposition for using your company as opposed to just I don't know, a one-off? I mean, who was your competition?
Sure. So we're competing against all of the manufacturers. So we're the only company in the world that can service a diverse fleet of aircraft. Doesn't matter what the make or the model is, we can provide a maintenance program or a solution for that aircraft. So really, we're the only company in the world that if you're running a diverse fleet, come to JSSI and we're going to reduce your overall cost of maintenance.
General Dynamics, Gulfstream, General Dynamics, fine company. We've been recommending the stock. We like a lot of the players in that industry. You can come in underneath them?
Sure. We partner with Gulfstream. We partner with Gulfstream all the time. In fact, their former president's on our board of directors. And we work on, like I said, we work with maintenance. We work our maintenance programs on the Gulfstream, on their engines, on the auxiliary power unit. We cover your aircraft tip to tail.
Now, when we had Bombardier on, they said that one of the things that's pretty amazing is that these kinds of private jets, they last much longer. It's not unusual to buy. You can buy a jet for 20, 25 years old, and it still costs a lot of money because they just hold up. Is that just because there are fewer things wrong, or because the maintenance is better?
Well, I think it's the critical to the longevity of an aircraft is how well the aircraft is maintained. But we've been around since 1989, and we have customers that enrolled in our program 25 years ago. They're still with us today.
Now, how much does it cost to buy a used jet, say a used Gulfstream 20, 25 years old?
Sure. Well, you can anywhere from, I would say, 6 to 10 million is probably the sweet spot.
I'm talking about a used one.
Well, you got to look at flight hours. You got to look at how well it's maintained.
You can't see everyone for like $1 million, huh? There's nothing in that market for $1 million. No jet, huh?
Yeah, there's really it's still a buyer's market, so there's opportunities out there today.
Well, excellent. You give us a great insight. If it's true, then we're going to have a lot of business being done. And it takes a lot of people to build those planes too. That's terrific. Okay, that's Neil Brooks, the president and CEO of Jet Support Services. One part of this economy remains very strong, aerospace, and you just heard it from the man. Stay with Cramer.